The DCU is going through some massive changes right now. There's just so much going on that it could be hard to keep up with. So let's discuss some of the most important DCU reboot updates. First, let's start with every little kid's favorite superheroes, Superman and Batman. Alright guys, what do you want to hear first?
Hey, I was gonna cook. Surprise you.
You're saying
I don't care. I don't care. The woman I love could have been blown up or shot.
The good news or the bad news? Okay, the good news is we're totally 100% getting a new Superman movie. It'll be called Superman Legacy. The bad news? We're gonna have to wait. In fact, we're gonna have to wait for a little over 2 years. It'll be released on July 11th, 2025. Okay, I lied to you guys about something. Because there is good news and bad news, but there's also maybe some worse news. The Batman movie, The Batman Part 2, will be released in theaters months after the Superman movie, on October 3rd, 2025. So we'll be waiting quite a bit for these future blockbusters. The DC executives James Gunn and Peter Safran announced these dates during a presentation for The Wrap in front of a small group of reporters. And the Superman movie is going to be written by James Gunn himself. It's not going to be an origin story though. The point of this movie is to reintroduce Clark Kent and of course his alter ego to all of us. At the same time, Matt Reeves will be directing the new Batman movie. And guess who will be starring? Christian Bale. Kidding. Robert Pattinson, of course. And while it's kinda sad that these movies are far away, there's one little thing to be happy about. They'll be preceded by 4 DC flicks.
What you do, officer?
Lady living here?
She hasn't been.
Consistently targeting the port and the adjacent projects and tenements.
Did you file the football yet?
Why aren't we covering this?
while claiming to support the elect.
Before we see the Man of Steel and Batman in action, we're going to get to see 4 movies from the studio that'll be released this year. So here's the list: Shazam! Fury of the Gods, The Flash, Blue Beetle, and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Now, Peter and I have gotten pretty lucky in terms of the 4 projects that are coming out over the next year. First, we have Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Shazam has always been off kind of in his own part of the DCU, so he connects very well.
So hey, while you wait for the 2 mega blockbuster movies to be released, you could enjoy these equally awesome movies to make the wait a little easier. But none of these movies will be the first DCU project to be released. Get ready to be surprised. The first DCU project will be an animated series. Yeah, you heard that right. This series will be called Creature Commandos, and it's written by the man himself, James Gunn. And we'll also get to see an HBO Max series based on Amanda Waller, which will be played by none other than Viola Davis. The fact that they managed to convince Viola for this role shows just how awesome this series might be. And apparently both the series that I mentioned are extremely crucial to Gunn and Safran's plan for the future of the DCU. So guys, don't be sad. Yes, we'll have to wait over 2 years for Batman and Superman, but we're gonna get amazing content, and we're going to get lots of it. But I totally get ya. Despite knowing that these cool movies and shows are coming your way, you still want to talk about Superman. Superman Returns. Pun intended. This time the movie's going to be super interesting, I'm telling ya. So when did we get Superman Returns? 2006. Then we got Man of Steel in 2013. So this movie better be good, because we'll be waiting 12 long years for it. Okay, fine, there was something in the middle, but I'm not even gonna bother counting that. Anyway, Safran has stated that this movie will focus on Superman balancing his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. Now this is something that's gonna be interesting. It's like not really an origin story, but it's a decent enough backstory, you get me?
Next project up is Waller. This is a story of Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis. Viola Davis is going to team up with members of Team Peacemaker, and this is a story that's been created by Crystal Henry, who did Watchmen, and Jeremy Carver, who created the Doom Patrol. It is a fantastic story.
Safran also stated that Superman would struggle with his kindness, because he'll be in a world that thinks of kindness as old-fashioned. Alright, okay, I'm sold. This movie's gonna be awesome. Interestingly, it'll come 10 years after Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. But that's a rabbit hole I don't want to go down. Now you will be interested to know something about Batman. It'll be more like Joker. So the follow-up to the Batman will remain separate from the DC Studios continuity. James Gunn has stated that it will be darker, and it will have more serious side stories. He stated that the movie will be more similar to Joker than anything else the studio has done before. Safran and Gunn have also stated that there's going to be an upcoming movie that will have another live-action Batman. But that's not even the best part. The best part is that it will introduce the character Damian Wayne, who is Bruce Wayne's son. And guess what? Eventually, this is who's going to end up as Robin. Looks like the family business continues. Oh, and more good news. Ben Affleck will not be playing the new Batman. Okay, alright, that was a little mean. But, like, you agree, right? Interestingly though, he might still work on the movie. It's just that he'll be behind the camera. Batman 2 will be released in October, which is a pretty strong opening slot. That's when Warner Brothers released Joker, A Star is Born, and Annabelle. So this just goes to show the vibe they're going for. Otherwise, if it was a happy-go-lucky movie, it would have been released in the summer. But wait, will this movie actually not be a part of the DCU? Yeah, it won't. The movie will, however, continue in the form of a trilogy, but it won't be a part of the DCU. So while the DCU's going through a new phase, and all the projects are connected to one another, this one will not be a part of the whole thing. Reeves's Batman trilogy, and of course the Penguin, will be a part of the Batman crime saga. This means it'll exist in its own universe, not the DCU, and that is a good thing, because Gunn has stated that the bar is pretty high for any project to exist outside the DCU, so this means they've got lots of faith in the movie. Another movie that will be a part of the same universe as the Batman will be Joker Folie Deux, a sequel to one of the best movies ever made. Look guys, it makes perfect sense that Gunn is doing this. Because here's the thing, right? These movies don't really fit well with the vision Gunn and Safran have for the DCU. At the same time, these movies are already sequels of some incredibly successful movies, and that's exactly why you can't just take them out of the universe to begin with.
All over the world who travel here because they love these movies, they love comics, and to be able to share this with them.
So there's a lot, and I mean a lot of updates, huh? But is all of this enough to take down you-know-who? Can this be what the DC franchise needs to finally topple Marvel? Interestingly, yes. Marvel's fifth phase and second saga, the Multiverse Saga, is entering a whole other dimension. But there's some good news for DC, and it's the fact that Gunn and Safran are at the helm. Gunn is the reason why MCU is more than just Iron Man and the Avengers. Yep, he worked on the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Safran worked on the Conjuring universe, which also happens to be the only post-Marvel cinematic universe that is successful. So the point is, these guys know exactly what they're doing, and they're darn good at their jobs. So of course there's hope. In fact, one of the biggest obstacles for the two right now isn't gonna be Marvel, but it's going to be whoever the heck owns Warner Brothers, because the owners need to let the pair do whatever they want for them to be successful. But what do you guys think though? Do you think that all these updates are enough to give Marvel a tough time? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.